Hey guys, what's up? It's Phoebe and this is Mike. We're from Alternative Twist Radio. We have a new artist spotlight today. We have Stoney Creek Bluegrass Band. Welcome, guys.
Good morning.
Thank you.
How are you?
How you doing?
Hi.
We're so happy you guys joined us today for our artist spotlight. Can you tell us a little bit about your band's most recent release, A Miner's Life? It just came out last year, right?
Well, A Miner's Life, Troy would be better at giving you a little bit of a history of it, but A Miner's Life was actually a song that was co-written by Troy, or it was written by William Daly.
I used to play in another band called Nickel Misery, and a fellow by the name of William Daly, or Bill. We put this, it was a song about his dad. He was a coal miner, and he wrote this song, and I helped him put it together. And then we played it, through a few years that we were together. And then around 2000, I believe, 2001, he was driving a bus for Charlie Waller and the Country Gentlemen. And at one of their trips, they were just sitting on the bus one day, and he started playing his song. And Charlie liked it so well that he said, "Man, we need to record that." So Bill said, "Yeah, absolutely. I'd really, be honored you did that." So anyway, they did it, and right at time that CD went out, Charlie actually passed right when the thing got released. So then years later, until 3 years ago, whenever 2 years when COVID hit, we decided to do a single, and I wanted to bring that song back up. So I brought it to the band. I said, "Hey, here's one to try that it was a good song. It really never went too far because of his death and everything." And so we revamped it the way Bill and I wrote, kind of put it together. Other than the intro, that was all me. But and then we just went from there, and it really took off with West Virginia and the coal mine stuff and all that. It was just kind of the history, and everybody. It's a big thing up around this area, so. So that's kind of a quick story on it. So, yeah. So you can hear it with us and with Charlie Waller. So
Video of that same song.
Yeah.
So if anybody wanted to check that out on our band website, stoneycreekbluegrass.net, the gentleman that's playing the coal miner in that song or in that video is actually William Daly, the one that wrote it.
Yeah.
So we figured we would honor him by having him part of that video.
And we'll be sure to include your website on the description in the video. So everyone, and when we put it up on YouTube, on our social media, we'll put that link too. So they can watch that original with the original or the co-writer. Yeah, with William, right? That was his name?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's a beautiful story that you guys are honoring him, honoring his story. And I like that it was just impromptu writing, and that's the best way to write a story and write a song. It just turns, and it's the best timing too for that.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was. So your band's title track was #1 on the Roots Music Report's Top 50 Bluegrass Song Chart. So what was, I guess you already talked about the inspiration, but when you guys were it was on the bus or a car ride when you actually wrote that song. You want to tell us about the inspiration behind it, or was just spur of the moment, how you were feeling?
Oh, we didn't write it. Like I said, William did, but it was with Charlie Waller, and it was just one of their stops. And, but I guess Charlie just felt, something with it, and with the coal mining thing and all that. So that was, I guess, the inspiration of the whole thing and how it kind of got going through them. And then we just brought it back years later, just kind of a quick sum up on it. So, yeah.
Originally, the song is longer because there were more verses to it, but because of the time frame of how long you typically air a song or a running time of a song, Eddie Adcock was also part of the recording of the Country Gentlemen's. So for airtime, I guess, they cut a lot of it out, so they had to condense it.
Yeah,
they had to condense the song.
Eddie Adcock actually produced that CD down at their station, their studio. And he said, "Bill, can you shorten that up just a little bit so we can..." So that's what he come up with. And we did the same version pretty much, other than our... We just they did it a little bit quicker than us, but we brought it back more the way Bill and I put it together and just added a dobro in it. So
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to hear the original version, it's actually off of their Songs of the American Spirit, which was the last album that Charlie Waller had recorded prior to his death.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, because I was going to ask on how many verses, how many more verses did he actually have compared to what you guys have now?
he has about 3 or 4 more to it, but we just put the same.
Might have to
Because
do
of
a
the
sequel.
verse.
Might have to
Yeah,
do
we-
a sequel.
Yeah, we might.
There
put
you
something-
go.
Yeah, extended version.
Any more verses than that, I can't remember them all. So
I think Hey Jude was the longest song that we heard out there. So, you know. We were saying Hey Jude was like the longest song that we've heard aired until if we would have done that, if we would have done the song like that, Hey Jude would have probably been running neck and neck with this one.
Yeah.
So,
that's it.
Oh,
the Beatles.
Yeah.
yeah.
I love that song. How did you guys form as a band?
I needed the money.
And I was desperate for a mandolin player.
And that's the way it always works out.
We've been together, I guess now, us for probably about 8 years. But the Stoney Creek's been actually formed for about 24. Myself being the founding member, and Brett being the next longest member, and then Kenton and Troy, they both come with me about 8 years ago.
I've been with her about 13. It would have actually been 14, but I took about a year off. And they said, if you want to get the gold watch, you got to hang around a little bit longer. So I came back.
See these gray hair? That's why.
So I'm
We all-
biding my time. I'm biding my time.
Except for me, I have no hair.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
You
why
look close
the next
together,
interview, I
a
won't
lot.
have any hair.
Comes with age. It's a beautiful thing. It's okay.
Oh, sure.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's what I tell myself anyway.
Yeah. Whatever works, right?
Yeah, I know, right? You got to
That's right.
convince yourself over and over.
Yeah.
Say it enough
Yeah.
times, it'll be okay.
That's right.
Too
Yeah.
funny. So, did you guys want to give us a short background, each of you, of your musical background, or how do you want to do that?
I grew up on a farm and really didn't play too much. My grandfather played in the Army a little bit, and I just picked up an old plastic, just a cheap guitar one. I just got interested, thought I'd like to play, and he showed me a few chords, and that kind of got me going. And then as time went on, my grandmother actually bought me a guitar with good strings on it, and and I went with that and just, kind of took up on it on my own. And then on the farm, listening, I got into bluegrass with listening to, I guess that would be in the 70s, the Osborne Brothers and Jim and Jesse, some of the older, and I just, I like that. I'm going to learn to play that. But then actually my grandparents, again, seeing I was attached more to the banjo, so she got me a banjo, and I just took off on that. But I actually kind of went away from it and did some country. I played in 4 country bands and got up in it before I got into bluegrass. And then I guess for the last 25 years, I'm more, back to bluegrass, just banjo, dobro, anything I can try to play. So that's kind of my just real quick background of it. So.
Well, with me, my dad had a country band when we were younger, and I just learned to play the guitar from him when I was like 12 years old, just a couple years ago. And then I picked up the bass when I was older, and I used to just go to jams, and my sisters and my dad and myself, we would, play in churches. And then I played in another bluegrass band for a short time, and then they disbanded, and then I started Stoney Creek, and that's what I've been doing for the last 24 years, since I'm only 25. No, I wish. But and then like I say, my musical background, my singers are like, the Osborne Brothers, they're an inspiration. Rhonda Vincent and Doyle Lawson, with the harmonies and everything. So that's my story.
Originally, as a teenager, I played drums, I bought my neighbor's drum set, a Ludwig drum set, for like $75. So I did a lot of yard cutting back in the '70s to acquire that kind of money for a set of drums. I wish I could buy a set of drums for that price now, but anyway,
Right.
I started out
Yeah.
with drums, and I guess that's how I developed rhythm, or timing rather. I play a little bit of guitar. I don't consider myself really a guitar player, but it's something I had around the house. Messed around with the bass for a little bit. Kind of self-taught on a lot of things, even piano. But I was an old rock and roller, so again, the Beatles, and yes, I was a Kiss fan, and I had older brothers that I was hearing a lot of their music that they were playing. I didn't turn into any kind of headbanger or anything like that, but in the '90s, in the late '80s, early '90s, I was going to Votech school, and a friend of mine that I was sharing a ride with, he started playing a lot of country music, music of the '80s, '70s, and '80s, Merle Haggard and George Strait and folks like that, Reba, John Conley, Millsap. But Ricky Skaggs, I started listening to Ricky Skaggs and not knowing anything about his bluegrass background and his younger days and all before going country. I started hearing the incorporation of mandolin, fiddle, and banjo in his chart-topping country songs. So I told my first wife 5 wives ago that I wanted to learn. I'm just kidding. I told my first wife that I'd like to learn how to play mandolin. And she bought me a secondhand mandolin and said I didn't put a lot of money in it because I figured if it was something you lose interest in, she didn't lose a lot of money in it. So I started sitting there and listening to a lot of his stuff. And then we had a local bluegrass radio station that was out of D.C., WAMU Washington, Ray Davis, bluegrass country. And started listening to a lot of that and just started picking it up. And my influences then was Jim and Jesse, the Virginia Squires, country gentlemen, Doyle Lawson and Quicksilver. And they just kept adding on and on. So, and I'm saying it's closing in on 40 years that I've been trying to play mandolin. So
I just started playing when I was a kid. You're done. You said
you're done.
And no,
Okay.
yeah, no. My dad played a little bit, and I just wanted to learn. And I like bluegrass. I play different kinds, but I just like bluegrass. I don't have to have all the equipment. It's easier, and so I listen to the same radio stations he did, and I just like bluegrass. I like harmonies. I only play the guitar. That's all I know. I used to play a little ukulele, but I don't know how to play that anymore.
And he writes a lot of our songs too.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
write a couple, yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yep.
I just write some. They like them. They let me record them, so that's good. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's all. I like a lot of bands. There's a lot I like. I like different groups. I like harmony stuff. That's what I really like. That's about all of me. I'm not that great a player, not that great a singer, but I really enjoy it.
That's
So,
it.
Disclaimer: he said it, we didn't.
Yeah.
So,
There you go.
It's always better when you say it instead of you, right?
Yeah. I take the pressure off of myself.
Being humble.
Yeah.
So do you guys have any major events coming up?
Yes, we do. In June, we're heading to the Bean Blossom out in Indiana.
Oh, really?
Yes, we are. We're excited about that. Bill Monroe's Festival, that's one of the biggest ones out there. We are excited.
Wow.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
It's an outdoor festival?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
week and a half, 2 weeks long.
it's about 30 or 40 bands. If we had the link, we would let you know so you could check out the lineup.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Yeah,
the
just
link.
look Bean Blossom and it'll come up. Bill Monroe's Bean Blossom Festival, and it'll come up on your iPad or whatever you. Yeah, it's a big festival.
Yes.
Very excited for you guys.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
we're excited.
I'm excited to play, but I'm more excited about the number of 7-Elevens we'll be hitting between West Virginia and Indiana. Gotta have
That's
my
gonna
dog.
be- Every half a block, you're gonna have to stop.
Probably.
I'll be ready to go when we hit the stage.
All nothing but pea brings, right? All along the way.
And we'll factor that in. We'll work that in.
Oh, okay, all right.
Get some snacks along the way.
That's a good
Yeah.
thing.
Gotta have my coffee there. Gotta have our coffee.
Oh my
There you go.
goodness.
So, out of all the songs that you guys done as a group, which one do you all like the best?
I like the ones that I sang.
Yeah. I like the ones he sings too.
Well, listen, I like them all, and I do the set list. And let me just tell you, that's the hardest thing to do. That's harder than playing the instrument itself. Is figuring out what songs you want to sing, because they're all good.
So, if you had to pick one song, which one would it be?
What's the one I do? I mean, I'm sorry.
I prefer gospel. I like Beyond Those Gates.
Yeah, we like gospel stuff.
Beyond the Gates. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
that's one of my favorite.
I like the one he did. Are you washed in the blood? I like that one.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a bluegrass. We do a bluegrass rendition
Version of
that.
it.
Yep.
wow.
Say something.
I couldn't narrow it down to one.
I
I
can't.
mean, I like everything that we do. We put a lot of time into working on arrangements and the harmonies and all that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the main thing we have out of all of it is we try to have fun. It's not our livelihood. We just have fun, you know. So, and we try to make it fun for the folks that are sitting out there. The one or two that sit out there that enjoy our music. So, yeah, exactly. There you go.
Very cool. So why don't we pause and we'll watch your music video that you guys sent in. And that looked like it was from another festival, right? We'll check it out and we'll play it for your fans here. Okay.
Okay.
That was Treasure Mountain in
Franklin,
West Virginia. Yeah, we are actually scheduled to go back there this year. So
Oh,
Good.
cool.
Good. Yeah,
So it's
good.
the annual festival that you guys do.
well, it was our first time last year, but they wanted us back. We didn't even start playing, and they said we want you back. So
Wow.
That's great.
All right.
So it's going to be annual now.
well,
Yeah,
yes,
we're
we'll
hoping.
see. We hope. So.
Annual for 2 years.
That's right.
Here's a song that's written by William Daly and arranged by our own Troy Stengel over here on Dobro. We hope you'll enjoy this. This is entitled A Miner's Life.
My aging dad before me, my brothers all in line. When I turned 17, I went down in the mine. A battery lamp up on my head, steel toes upon my feet. Dinner bucket in my hand with bread and pot of meat. My lungs are filling every day with dust they call black death. You think of it, don't say you don't each time you take a breath. You know you have to stay down there, there's nothing else to do. When you have no life above the ground, what's a miner's son to do? But living in West Virginia, you only got one goal. Burrow underneath the ground and dig the old black coal. You work the job, you eat the dust, you pay back all your debts. The company store bill's caught up, I guess you've done your best. When the doctor calls, he has the news, your tests have all come back. There's no more underground for you, your lungs have both turned black. The years passed, the miner died, they laid him in the ground. His son looked down upon the grave in a churchyard above town. Dad, I know I promise you those words cannot hold true. When the whistle blows at 5 o'clock, what's a miner's son to do? But living in West Virginia, you only got one goal. Burrow underneath the ground and dig the old black hole. Burrow underneath the ground and dig the old black hole. Burrow underneath the ground and dig the old black hole.
Anyone is interested in purchasing our music, we're available on all digital outlets. You can find us on Spotify. You can also go directly if you want to get some information and even watch our videos as well as purchase music. You can go to our website, StoneyCreekBluegrass.net. You can go to our Facebook page, Stoney Creek Bluegrass Band, and check out the postings and videos that we have on there as well, and information.
Thank you for listening to Alternative Twist with Phoebe and Mike. We thank you so much for having us. I'm Libby Files.
Troy Stangl.
Brett Smeltzer.
Kenton Catlett.
And we are the Stoney Creek Bluegrass Band from West Virginia.
Thanks for watching, guys. Please share, like, and subscribe to our channel, and find us on all of our social media, links in our bio. Thanks.